Koketso Moloko farms the same land her father did and his father before him generations ago. But this ambitious young farmer has had to start her business from the ground up.
The Kung Food Group primarily produces crops. So we first started out in the space of field crops, doing sunflower, maize, now we're doing soybean. And then we've now subsequently added our vegetable production site where we do tomatoes in tunnels, in greenhouse tunnels. And then we also do cabbage and spinach outside.
Koketso only signed a lease agreement with the Bakubung elders last year to lease this 10 hectares of land.
Starting in lockdown was quite interesting. I just had to wing it and start. It was a bit hard to even move my produce. So what I did, instead of letting my produce go to waste, I donated a significant portion of it. So each and every household in Molota City, I donated vegetables, fresh produce to them.
In the space of just more than a year, Koketso has landed a few big outlets for her produce.
I supply McDonalds with my tomatoes, the class 1 tomatoes, and then my cabbage and my spinach, I sell it to the fresh produce market. So eventually I do want to become like a full-on commercial vegetable farmer.
Koketso says despite being one of only a handful of female farmers in the region, she's received a lot of local support.
When I first started doing farming full-time after my father had passed away in 2011, and I started doing it full-time in 2012, there were not actually a lot of female farmers. But for some reason, there's been some sort of an agri-revolution where over the past 5 years, there have been a lot of women getting involved in farming.
Koketso says she plans to lobby government for tax rebates for emerging farmers in rural areas.
Often we encourage even business people to really come back into the village and set up shop. When you are in the agricultural economy, there's a lot of skills that you need. Back in the day, in the former homelands, they had a rebate system where businesses would get tax breaks for setting up in rural communities. I think if we can get back to the tax-free zone type of system, then I think that can actually be what gets the rural areas going again.